Hello, my friends. So I wanted to come on today because it is such a passion of mine. Whenever I experience my own revelations in my own journey, I feel compelled to share them with you because this is my mission. This is what I love to do, is to help others through my own wisdom from my own experience. And so, for those of you who are in the process of overcoming challenge, for those of you who are going through a health challenge or any other challenge for that matter, it is so possible for all of us to completely change out of the situation that we're in that's presenting this challenge, that's presenting this fear or limiting perspective of our life, and to shift everything by shifting our own energy of who we are being. Now, even though we can all do it, I also happen to know that it's extremely difficult to do alone. It's difficult to do just by watching videos and practicing on your own without having someone to share it with, especially someone who understands the work and can help guide you. And so that's what I am here to do for all of you. And I'm actually in the process of creating a course right now for everyone who wants to really know the step-by-step journey that I've taken. But in the meantime, I'm still just creating these messages for all of you to help you along your journey, because believe me, there are blind spots that we all are so unaware of in our life because we've grown up a certain way, believing that we're viewing the world in through a certain lens. And until we get shown a different way to view things, it's very difficult to just discover it on our own. So I'm going to be creating these messages for you. And so this message is about anxiety and the feeling of fear and worry and doubt, because that takes up a good portion of our lives. And especially when you're going through a health challenge, it is surrounding you. It's surrounding you, hearing the constant talking of all of the medical professionals, hearing the talking of your family, your own voice in your head. And I'm here to be that voice of reason, to be the voice of light, of faith, of knowing, because there's somewhere in you that really does know that there is another way, that there has got to be another way for you to be, to rise out of this challenge. And so let's just focus on the area of anxiety and worry. When we are feeling that way, and there's so many reasons why we can feel that way, right? Just the fact that we're feeling limited to begin with in whatever capacity that is keeps us feeling that way. It keeps us feeling like a victim. It makes us feel fearful of the future, makes us feel very limited in our life, makes us feel maybe like a burden to others, or just, really feels bad to feel this way about ourselves. It almost feels like we're living in a nightmare sometimes, right? And some have referred to the feeling of it being like Groundhog's Day. So if we don't want that to continue, we don't want to just keep living Groundhog's Day over and over again and keep doubting ourselves, even if those of you who are already doing this work, who are already following Dr. Joe, or have been doing your meditations and staying consistent, sometimes it's just needing someone to show you your blind spots. So here's one way that you can see that. When you're feeling the feeling of anxiety and worry and doubt, it could have been because of your own symptoms. It could be because of something someone said, something that your voice in your head is telling you. It could be a number of factors, or even just, something in your environment that made you feel bad. And then what happens is when we're feeling bad about one thing, right, then other things start piling on and we just get into a really bad state. So whenever we're feeling anything other than good, anything other than feeling empowered, feeling in our strength, we know that there's something going on inside of us. And so we can start to teach ourselves to become aware so that we don't automatically get sucked into being that way. We can start to practice doing things differently. So as soon as you're aware that you're feeling triggered in some way, instead of worrying about it, instead of really focusing on it, is it possible for you to just remind yourself to just pause? Just pause, just say, hold it. Let's take a step back here. I realize I'm feeling this way. I'm gonna right now just take a second and just pause. And then I'm just gonna take a breath, a deep breath in, and close my eyes and just center myself, just ground myself. When we're feeling fear, we tend to breathe very shallow and we're in a state of fight or flight. So when we start to ground ourselves and we take that deep breath in and we hold it, and then we release it slowly and we focus on our breath, and then we do it again and then slowly release it. And if we just do that alone 3 times, and calm our amygdala down and calm our bodies and our minds down, then we can start to think more clearly. And we can remind ourselves that this is just a thought. This thought isn't here. This thought about the thing that I'm worried about, whatever it is that's causing me anxiety, perhaps it's a symptom of mine, and my thought starts to automatically go to, oh, that means that you're not doing it. That means it's not working. That means you're stuck with it and you're not good at this, and whatever those thoughts are, we can recognize those thoughts without believing them. We can notice them as we start to gain this practice, and it's a practice. I'm not expecting anyone to be good at it at first. You might not realize that you had this thought until you're well into a panic attack. But whenever it is that you're aware of it, that is the start to doing this work, becoming aware at all, at any point in time. That's a reason to congratulate yourself. And then maybe the next time you'll start to notice it even sooner. And then so practicing this on every time it happens, reminding ourselves that we don't have to suffer. We don't have to believe this thought. We don't have to give all of our attention and our focus to a thought that hasn't even happened and that may not ever happen, because we are the creators. That may not happen. If we're thinking about it, we're putting our energy towards it, and we don't really want to create that in our life, right? So when we teach ourselves to pause and we teach ourselves to get clear on the fact that this is only a thought, and then we can just let it pass without judgment, without getting sucked in and identifying ourselves with it. We can just let it pass. And then as it passes, we can then decide on what we want to focus our attention on. How about the vision of the outcome that we want, right? How will that make us feel? Envisioning this symptom is just a test for me to go even deeper and rise up even higher, because that's what this is about. That's what this work is all about. And so allow ourselves to focus on that idea, and then doing this work and becoming more aware and separating ourselves from the thoughts that cause us worry and doubt and fear and anxiety, and instead lean into the thoughts that create the empowerment and gratitude and joy and excitement. So that's what my message is for today. I would love to hear if this helped, if this resonated with you, if you would like to discuss it even deeper, if you have any questions. I would love to have a conversation. So just comment below, and if this has served you in some way, please consider subscribing to my channel. All right, everyone, have a great day. Bye-bye.